Hello, everyone! I've decided to customize my tote bag with Mario characters. Here's a big empty place where I will embroider a Mario mystery box. I found the picture and drew it on a small piece of paper. Firstly, we need to decide where we will embroider, and then transfer the picture to the tote bag. For the transferring, I always use carbon paper. It is easy to use, and you can simply wash it out from the fabric. When I've transferred the design, I use a pen to make the lines brighter. It is better to make the picture clearer to avoid mistakes in the future. Now that we're done with the transferring, let's move on to the needles. We need 4 colors: yellow, black, white, and beige. Here are the numbers of the needles in case you want to find the same ones. Use an embroidery hoop as it helps keep the fabric taut and prevents it from puckering. Let's start embroidering. To start, let's tackle the largest part first. I embroider using both long and short stitches. Using the long and short stitch technique in a single color design helps to avoid excessively long stitches and ensures a uniform appearance throughout the design. Place the stitches next to each other. With careful attention and skill, the outcome of the embroidery turns out beautifully. Make sure to take into account the handles of the bag to avoid accidentally sewing over them. It turns out well. I've been embroidering for about half an hour now, but that's the biggest part. It takes the most time. Look at my Seer's face. Half of the picture required approximately half of the yellow threads. In other words, to complete the entire picture, you will need an entire skein of yellow thread. Keep your thread tension even to prevent your line from looking too loose or too tight. A little left, but I already like how it looks. What do you think the bag would look good with? The last stitches took me about an hour to complete, specifically the yellow element. I noticed some more spaces, so I added extra lines. Now let's move on to the question mark. Here, I use white thread. I am using the satin technique to create satin stitches. Stitch parallel lines close together using long, smooth stitches. In fact, these two techniques are similar to each other, but since there are no long distances in the question, we can use stitches of the same size. It's much faster here. And now I'm doing the final stitches. Looks good, but I'm tired of it. Do you know about a life hack for tying knots quickly? I'm using a new color, base. The original picture had a darker yellow shade, but I don't have that color available. I filled in the space with beige using satin stitches. It is advisable to leave a small gap between the stitches, as it will make it easier to create the edging. Let's move on to the edging. I'm using my favorite stitch, the back stitch. To make a back stitch, stitch backward through the previous stitch, creating a continuous line. Always be careful not to sew through the bag or onto the handles. At this point, I didn't even realize that I had already sewn up the bag. Finishing the edging of the yellow box. The last one is challenging because the stitches are very close to each other. But we're done with it. I like that. What do you think?